Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 apps that I've been using on a daily basis to make myself smarter. These apps help me learn more, feel more like a genius, answer my questions faster, and ultimately chip away at those nagging questions I have in my life. Like, what am I even doing here in the first place? With each app, I'll explain what problem it is that each app solves and the specific features of each that I especially love and that I think you would love too. By the end of this video, you'll have all of the tools that you need to pull yourself out of the scroll hole that you find yourself in every single night. And hey, who knows? Maybe you'll even feel that sense of childlike wonder that's been absent from your life for so long. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I might, probably not though. But I hope maybe I could. If that sounds good to you, then I have a question for you. How many times have you gone to look something up only to stare blankly at a wall of text that ultimately means just about nothing to you? With so many links to click, a lot of them are ads, paying to show up at the top of search results, using a stock web browser like Chrome or Safari becomes a game of sifting through a bunch of search results only to not actually ever find an answer that you're happy with. And let's be real, you'll probably just end up down a rabbit hole or back on social media instead of actually finding the info that you need. That's a thing of the past with Arc Search by the browser company. What started as an amazing desktop browser has made its way over to your mobile device. This is the only web browser that I've seen that does all of the work for you. It's like having your own personal super smart assistant give you all of the answers you need right when you need them. I'll get to why that's cool in just a second. Say you're curious about the best way to, I don't know, let's say organize your life as a 27-year-old who feels like they're on the brink of a midlife crisis just about every single day. Just a hypothetical. Instead of guessing and willy-nilly searching the internet for the best non-biased website that has a blog about minimalism or something for beginners, Arc Search summarizes and organizes that information for you into a neat list. It provides links to all the sites that it pulled from and even lets you summarize a full web page in a pinch. No, I literally mean a pinch. Plus, you can even send a summarized results page to a friend, and they can see it regardless if they have the Arc Search app. Or you could even send it to yourself to reference and review when you might need it later, hypothetically. My favorite thing about Arc Search has to be the simplicity in the app's design. From the layout to the information it gives you, helps you find the exact information that you need in an instant. And for those rare moments that you truly just need to Google something or look at a website that someone sends you, you can switch over to browsing mode and it functions basically just like Chrome or Safari. But what about those times when you wish you had someone to talk to? We've all had those moments, even myself. I haven't had a lot of those moments, but I've had them. Not a lot. I have them sometimes. There are those moments when you wish you could just talk to someone to get answers to complex questions and wishing you could just, talk to someone until you start feeling all right. That's where this next app comes into play. This app is similar to Arc in that it summarizes search results for you, but there's a couple of other cool features that make it stand out in a pretty big way. And one of them I found just before hitting record on this video. This is Perplexity, your very own AI-based research partner. To use it, simply start a new thread. This is where you can ask a question or any other inquiry that you have. After it gives you a list of verified results from web pages that it cites, it provides you with follow-up questions so that you can dive even deeper. So, for example, as I'm searching for, meaning in my life as someone who's grown up never really feeling like they could quite fit in with those around me, I can ask follow-ups and get even more insight. Talk about genius. I mean, who needs to go to therapy when you've got AI? You can also add threads to collections, which are basically groups of threads that you can reference back to for later. So already you can see how this app helps give you the satisfaction of knowledge all at your fingertips, but it doesn't stop there. It also has this new feature that is like doom scrolling, but for knowledge. In Perplexity's Discover section, you can access a minimal feed of threads surrounding current events and trending topics. These are all summarized for you in the same Perplexity style and helps you stay more up to date on what's actually going on in the world of tech, AI, or anything else that you find interesting. These threads are also shareable, just like Arc, and can be viewed by anyone, regardless if they have the app or not. And while I haven't seen any threads about, things like finding purpose in your life or how to improve on your own self-edification, I do think that this is a really viable way to start unlocking the genius within us all. It definitely takes away the sting of doing this every single night. Another thing that can take away the sting of existentialism and lack of direction in one's life is an app that you've probably already heard of and maybe even used before. It's also the backbone of basically any text-based AI app out there right now, but most people don't use it correctly or at all, which hopefully will change after this video. Imagine having a best friend. Oh, there's the next line. Imagine having a best friend that you can come to with anything, that you can talk with for hours, and that you can even come up with the best ideas with. Imagine having a person who knows you inside and out, always has the best advice, and knows just what to say and when to say it. Doesn't that sound nice? Well, lucky for some of us, not me sometimes, ChatGPT exists. If you've somehow been living under a rock for the last 2.5 years, ChatGPT is a large language model that you can do basically anything with. It's a chatbot that's trained on loads of information and can tailor its responses to your needs instantly. There are unlimited videos online about ChatGPT, so I don't have to go fully into it, but I will go over a few use cases that I think are super duper useful. Brainstorming is a super powerful tool that I find myself using ChatGPT for. Just by giving it a few contextual parameters, you can generate ideas for names of things, places to go, or ways to organize your life. You can also ask it for suggestions on how to improve things, like your writing. One of my favorite ways to use it is by adjusting the ways it displays its answers. The table view is one of my favorites because it can let you get a side-by-side comparison between sentences so that you can learn how to be a better writer quicker. And lastly, maybe one of the most underutilized features is the voice chat feature. I've used this to ask ChatGPT questions in a pinch while I don't have any free hands or for other reasons. Hey ChatGPT, what do you think I should do if I can't stop crying every morning?
Might be helpful to talk to someone you trust about how you're feeling.
There's pretty much limitless possibility with ChatGPT that's more fun to discover for yourself, which I found out whilst chatting with it until the wee hours of the morning not too long ago. Anyways, the next app is also one that I've talked about before, but when you use it through a mobile-first approach, it turns from a simple data organizer to quite a powerful tool that definitely helps you feel like a genius. And let's face it, there's more information out there than we could possibly know what to do with. It's impossible to store all of our important knowledge in notebooks and loose paper. That literally takes up physical space. And we can't store it all in our brains, at least I can't because mine's a little small, and I'm too busy thinking about other stuff like what my true cosmic purpose is on the ever-expanding continuum of time. That's where Notion comes into play. Notion is a digital sandbox that allows you to organize and store information, data, and pretty much anything else you want. It operates using Markdown formatted pages that can store basically any and all types of things. I use it to house all of my ideas for YouTube and short-form content, as well as arc summaries that I find useful. I've also used it for organizing other information like ideas for vacation, business notes, and literally anything else. It is so useful to have a singular place where all of the information you want to refer back to can be found. It's really helpful to know that everything you need to refer to and even, study in a deep way can be found super easily and at a glance, accessible at any time. Just the simple act of having this app helps me decrease the time I spend scrolling and increase the amount of time I spend organizing the things that I want to apply to my life. Speaking of things that I want to apply to my life, this next app takes that to a whole new level by slashing in half the time it takes to do this one thing that we all hate doing. I love reading, and when I say I love reading, what I really mean is that I love the idea of reading. But the problem is, reading books can take a really long time, and frankly, I'm oftentimes too busy doing other things like working on my business or spiraling into an existential pit of despair in my own mind. Those were my exact thoughts up until the moment that I found Blinkist. Blinkist is an app that takes some of the best books on topics like entrepreneurship, creativity, business, and self-mastery and breaks them down into their most essential parts. And before I catch any unnecessary flack from the comments, I do want to say that this does not and will never replace actually reading a book and interacting with the text yourself. But I also want to say that this is a great way of diving into your favorite topics, or topics that you didn't even know that you were interested in, and sort of whetting your appetite. Does that just mean getting your appetite wet? Blinks can be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes long, so they're perfect to listen to on your morning commute or even on a run. You can also read along to the Blinks if headphones aren't an option. There's also collections of topics put together by the Blinkist team to help you get a more well-rounded view of a topic that you're interested in. Here's a couple of my favorite Blinks that I recommend to anyone else who is also feeling the crushing weight of being almost 30 weighing on your shoulders, sometimes a little heavier than other days. If this video proves anything, it's that your phone can be used for good, and not just for inherently shrouding your life's purpose in mystery and despair. If this video helped or inspired you to get some or all of these apps, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you really liked it. If you're interested in continuing to outfit your phone with more fun and productive apps, then check out this video here where I go over my unbreakable system for peak productivity. With that out of the way, thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and remember, keep scrolling mindfully.